When you're ready, state your team name and your SDG.
Our team name is Vinseco, which has two meanings. First, it means Vince and Echo. And second, it's an abbreviation for Valiant International Non-Stop Commitment for the Earth and Common Opportunities. And our SDG is take urgent action to combat climate change and its impact. And our speakers are Esther, Yuna, me, who is Kyunha, and Soyoung and Kyungsu. So, let's start our presentation.
All our judges, esteemed guests, and fellow students, in recent years, climate change has become an increasingly significant issue around the world. The major consequence of climate change is the well-known global warming. Global warming in general is referred to as the observed country-scale rise in the average temperature of the Earth's climate system and its related effects. Countries such as Tuvalu have been reported sinking. Unfortunately, Korea, Republic of Korea, is not an exception. It is estimated that after 8th century, the average sea level in Seoul, Korea will rise up to even 100 centimeters. For that reason, more than 16,000 square kilometers of the land of Seoul will disappear, leaving behind 90,000 citizens homeless. And consequently, through the SDG number 13, we would like to emphasize the importance of taking urgent actions of reducing and minimizing the rate of global warming, especially by raising students' awareness, as they are the one who will lead the world in the future. And now, Soyoung will explain the awareness week.
So what our team planned was a school event called the Awareness Week, and it takes place in a Korean school in Seoul once a year in the summer, and it's for a week. So the Awareness Week is consisted of two parts, mainly two parts, and it's called the display event and fundraising. So the display event itself is also divided into two parts, of which only one I will explain. So the display event aims to raise awareness and encourage everyday habits that help prevent climate change. So, for example, we all know that when we turn on the air conditioner, it emits a lot of heat, and this sort of leads to climate change. So what our team wanted was people to know about this. So what we're trying to do is to install a display at the school lobby where a lot of people from many different places commute and come and go. So what we're going to display is a large painting of Seoul on the wall, and over that is a very thin glass tank. And in the glass tank, the glass tank is filled with water, so it sort of symbolizes a flooded Seoul. And next to this display is an air conditioner controller, the one we can always see around us. And whenever people raise the temperature or turn the air conditioner off, the water levels decrease little by little. So in the end, the water levels will decrease a lot. So this sort of symbolizes a habitable Seoul with very low sea levels. And so we want people to realize that their very little actions, such as raising the temperature or turning the air conditioner off, can influence a lot to the world.
Now I will explain the second part of the display event. As you all know, the air conditioner lets out cool air, and behind the air conditioner, there's hot air coming out. We will install a glass tank, and near it will be an air conditioner. We will attach a tube right here where the hot air comes out, and then this will direct the hot air towards the tank. Hot air makes ice melt, and the ice melt will raise awareness. This is a metaphor of the population in the air a pollution in the air which will make a hole in the ozone and makes the glaciers melt. This includes to a higher sea level.
Okay, so I'm going to explain the second part of this Awareness Week program. So through all this display events, we're hoping to, like, as she said, to raise awareness. And another effect we're hoping to have is to, like, kind of get the students to have more interest in environmental issues and actually decide that, oh, we gotta do something. Okay, so finally we think that if we could, like, persuade them well enough through these displays, maybe they could come and participate in our fundraising programs. So how we're going to do this fundraising program is to, like, basically just make food, like sweets, like the muffins you just had, or little cookies. But one thing special about these foods is that in the ingredients we're using will have low carbon footprint. Well, this carbon footprint thing is, like, throughout the production, delivery, and packaging of these foods, how many carbon emission has been made. And we just write them on little foot marks, how much CO2 was emitted in the whole process. And we're only going to use products with low carbon footprint. And this has a symbolic meaning to it, since, like, what we're doing is trying to get students to become aware of CO2 problems. So it's basically in the same context. And by selling these sweets, we're hoping to raise quite a lot of money. And with this money, we're going to donate it to to donate it to, like, foundations, like Green Climate Funds or Greenpeace, or pretty much any foundations that do work for the environment.
With the temperature set to rise about 4 degrees in the next century alone, it's important that we take actions now. You may think that climate change is a distant future, but it isn't. And you may think the effects of climate change won't affect where you are, but it will. And most importantly, you may think the actions to combat climate change is for a big group of people, but it isn't. You may think that superheroes can only save the world, but no. You are the ones that can save the world. Ladies and gentlemen, combating climate change isn't just a single campaign or a single like on Facebook, but it's a constant, full-time job. And your single action just won't make big contributions. But your big and constant effort will make a big contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to once again highlight that climate change is here and affect him, it'll affect her, it'll affect you, it'll affect me, it'll affect everyone here. So, please take into mind the damages and harms the climate change can cause to everyone here equally. And please note that although our campaign is a single campaign, an annual one, that is a constant reminder, we would like to urge you to have constant actions against climate change. I'd like to thank you all for paying attention to our presentations. Thank you. And don't forget, drop us a like on Facebook, follow us on Google Plus and Twitter, and also visit our Instagram page for more updates and information on this action. Thank you.
Okay, so judges.
I have a question. So, does the air that AC pump out cause some climate change, as well as the whole of ozone layer? I mean, they are not kind of connected with others.
The
They are different issues because the climate change stems from the greenhouse effect, that is from the carbon dioxide, rather than the air that AC pump out.
However, the AC, the air that the air conditioner pumps out, is hot air, which will actually contribute to the climate change in the terms of the Earth heating up. So that is actually a greenhouse effect. However, the chemicals involved in cooling down the air will actually cause a hole in the ozone layer. So that's how things happen.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
So first, thank you for presentation. And I heard there's so many things like raising awareness going on. But do you think that raising awareness can be actual solution for the climate change? And you mentioned that this is time for like real action to take. But since we are not taking actual action, who's gonna take the action?
Well, we believe that raising awareness is the fundamental solution to all of the problems happening in the world, and therefore we believe that since for some of you guys that raising awareness may seem not practical or not practicable, but we believe that raising awareness is the solution that can solve all the problems. And by raising awareness, people can know better about this issue and they can think more about this issue and therefore leads to better solutions. And therefore we believe that raising awareness is really important.
Any other questions?
I could give some.
Yes.
I think this, or I love the closing statement. I think this is actually something that group of high school students could achieve in a 3-year period, like if you guys really work together. Because if I don't know if you thought about it, but if you kind of reach out to the government maybe, or like big NGOs to kind of help with funding, with the posters that you talked about, or something like that, that might kind of work. So if you really